which directed for me to watch a series called Modern Masculinity, which is on the Guardian YouTube as well.
That's interesting. I might check that.
Yeah, it's 3, 4. I think 3. It's on a season 3 or season 4. And it's very educating for me from the first 2 episodes, because it was something that, weirdly enough, how the young generation that we are trying to raise knows about actual masculinity more than us. And it was very intriguing in that way, because like I think those parents that taught themselves that, as well as other educators as well, like from football clubs, after school programs and so forth, youth clubs, have taught these young kids and said, yeah, this is going to be, you might see this in your culture, in your family, and what goes on in the real world, but at the end of the day, this is actually what it is. Like, you can have a sprinkle of those, that's only a part of manhood. It's not the full package. So that's where I was like, raw, this is amazing app. This is an amazing app. So I think that's an amazing experience for me, because I've had those moments. So yeah, like there's other moments obviously where I kind of get to learn other people's cultures and other people's views on life. It's not always about hot seat. There's not always about playing 21 Ludo. It's not always about sexual questions and stuff like that, and relationships. Always everyday relationship talk. God damn it, like fam, talk about flipping something else. And it's not always about colorism as well. Like I've been in rooms where they talk about colorism almost every day for the past 2 weeks, and since I've been on this app.
I'm trying to understand who's leading these conversations and why, because anytime I've seen a discussion about black women, it's always been led by like some bit of black guy, and it's just really confusing. Or maybe the room was created by some black women and like some people come and crash it, whatever. I think that people need to get better at identifying when you're having a conversation with someone, if that person is open to really hearing you and really learning. Because people will save themselves a lot of time if they was better at identifying, is this person trolling me? Or is this person really trying to be educated right now? And that's something that I want to stop doing. I've already kind of started. I'm not arguing with people. Yeah. And I'm not having educational discussions with people who are not really trying to listen to me, or not really trying to learn. Because like some of these conversations that women are having on social media, yeah, and I know that like seeking the support of a mental health practitioner is a luxury because it ain't cheap. But some of these discussions people are having on social media, they really need to be having with their therapist. Like, I know I've used social media as a form of therapy myself. I'm an oversharer. I go on my Instagram post. Every single post has a long caption underneath, and I've probably told you something personal about my life. I'm an oversharer, but let me tell you something. I also have a therapist that is assigned to our land and tends to our land. And also, if I can't afford, when I couldn't afford therapy, I was reading, researching, whatever. Like, some of these conversations you really need to be having with yourself. Like, people don't care. Like, and I'm not even one of those people that's negative about the world. Like, a lot of the opportunities I've had, a lot of the reason I am the way I am today, it's because of strangers that gave me a chance, or it's because of, just random events where people just was like, they vouched for me and they really didn't know me. So I don't mean people don't care in that way. People, they might help you out if it makes them look good, or they might help you out if they see a light in you, whatever. But about your own life, your own traumas, and your own, people really don't care. Like, because more time, people don't care about themselves. People don't really, like, people don't have the range for themselves. People don't afford grace to themselves. People don't forgive themselves, so they're not going to do that to you. So you need to take all this beautiful story of overcoming this and doing that, put it into something else, or go discuss it, go unpack it. Because let me tell you, wasting time online, like no, I'm not. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, and in the summertime, when everybody was getting dragged online for the stuff they said when they was 13, whatever. Like, I went back on my old tweets because I was like, what did I say? Shit,
I'm gonna lie, I did
research.
I had to look at my shit, low-key. I had to look at my shit, low-key.
Of boys, I had to double check because they was getting everyone. You know,
Because I'm not gonna
they were
lie,
doing
I had
like,
to, the ones I had to make sure were, did I diss anything about black women? Did I diss anything about
no, double check
gays?
because you know they gonna get me.
I make sure
And
about
yes,
everything.
like make sure. And I went back on my own tweets. I typed whatever, and I've been a warrior for this. Like back in 2015, 14, I was online going back and forth with people. Like when I was in school, when I was in secondary school, when I was college, and then there came a time when I realized it doesn't matter. Like I thought maybe I was helping the world, helping people have more understanding, and of course, to discuss certain things gives people insight to the people that want that insight. But the true, like, the best thing you can do for the world is to heal yourself.
Mm.
So go and heal yourself. Like me having these conversations with strangers online, I'm sure it was educational. I still have, obviously videos on YouTube about certain things, and a lot of people left hundreds of comments saying how this, that, and the next. Again, like when I posted my skin colorism video, skin lightening video, I had people from school DM me and apologize. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Mm.
I know that those things are resourceful, and I've seen them to be resourceful. But at the end of the day, like, what good is all of that if I'm not healing? Do you know what I mean? If I'm not healing, so that when I have a brown baby, I'm not passing on certain things, or I can affirm her in a different way, or I can equip her with better tools. So I'm here for it. I'm, I'm big on podcasting, radio, YouTube, video content. That's me. That's my bag. But if you're gonna do all that and not go out of your way to heal yourself, you're playing yourself. You
Mm.
get me? Don't waste time arguing with people online that really don't care, because they really don't care about you, because they don't care about themselves.
Yeah.
So that's
There's
really me.
there's literally, like, what you said is literally like a lot of people don't have the privilege of like actually doing and for themselves, and it's like it's really scary, like really really scary that people don't find these things alarming. And yeah, like social media, like this is what I've treated social media as well as I've grown up. Like it, social media is for entertainment. We don't, it's not real life,
Mm.
and I don't use it as a serious thing, which is really bad at one point because I have a business to a degree. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's not it. It's not it. When social media is gone, what do you have to show for it? Like, what else is there? Yeah,
Mm.
like yourself before this whole. Obviously, social media has helped you in terms of YouTube, but
Yeah.
you've you've created something all throughout the way that you're like, social media doesn't dictate my life. Does social media doesn't take my bag. So low key, to a certain degree, in the professional world and what you're doing, you don't really need social media.
Right. I mean, I feel like,
But a lot of people do think that social media is necessary due to the life we are living.
yeah, and I mean, all the best to them.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
all the best. Some people are eating off of Instagram. You feel me? Some people are eating off of YouTube. And good,
Kylie Jenner's getting like 2-3 million a
she's
post.
eating, she's eating good.
Live a
And
life.
I'm not saying, like, do what you need to do to build that young generational wealth, to like to make whatever you want to make happen, move your man out the hood, whatever. If you want none of that, if you just want a free week, do what you need to do. But for me, it's just make sure that it doesn't define you, because at the end of the day, like, even with anything on your CV or any kind of amount of followers, like, that's not your worth. Like, your worth doesn't start with that. Like, you are, full stop. Like, that's you're worthy, period. Like, you don't need anything. And I think for me, I came up in the era where, obviously, baby millennial, like, social media was my thing. I was on it every day. Like, we moved from one area to another area, so I wasn't really having a smooth transition into my new school, my new area, and I was online a lot. I was on BBM, I was on Twitter, because I just didn't really like. I didn't really have, like, I didn't like. I had a squad, but like, I wasn't even really trustful of anyone at that point, and I was on
Mm.
social media a lot, and then I started doing YouTube, and I was on social media every day. Like, I have like an old at name. I have an old account that's still up, and I was on that, and like, I started to grow that because I was on that every day, and I used to just talk, and I used to just cuss people out. I used to argue with people. Like, I used to just, you know, pardon me. And then I started YouTube, and because I had like like quite a a good engagement on my Twitter account. Like when I did YouTube, it did good, you know, like it did good for back then. You know, back then people weren't going from like 0 to 2,000 subscribers overnight. It was like you're working your way from that 0 subscribers to that 2,000. You are earning that shit, like, you know. So it did really good, you know, and I did numbers. All my little Twitter friends were retweeting me and shit. And then when I like mentally, I wasn't doing so well. I took a little break from filming and all that. And when I came back, I did not have the same momentum. I wasn't. People weren't showing
That's
me the
the
same
thing.
love.
That's the
And I
thing
think I also
about
like
social media as well. That's the thing.
momentum is like is there's gonna be a speed, but it's like that you can't necessarily keep that up because life is gonna happen to you. You get me? And then like I didn't have the same momentum in YouTube. I didn't have the same vim, and I just wasn't getting the views. Like people didn't care anymore. People weren't really supporting. I don't think they were necessarily going out of their way not to support me. I think they were just like I just wasn't in the forefront anymore, you know. And so I just started like I literally was just like no one cares about me anymore, you know. And I definitely got wrapped up in this like my worth is in this, you know what I mean? Like people know me for this, and I'm doing, you know what I mean? And it's just like honestly, like at the end of the day, like this is one of my favorite Oprah quotes. Is like, you know, like I might one day, right? This is like I'll speak this into this now. One day, you know, I might be the presenter and executive producer of my own show, and you know, I'll be filming documentaries and I'll be doing all these other things. You feel me? And that could be great. That could be phenomenal. But at the end of the day, my worth is not in that. Like, and if it doesn't happen, I'll be all right because it's how you make people feel. It's how, you know, it's how you. It's your legacy in the world. It's the mark that you leave when you walk in a room. What kind of energy are you bringing? Do you know what I mean? Are you speaking life over people? Like that's the thing that matters. So it took me falling flat on my face and me like kind of throwing a tantrum. Like no one cares about me. Like being so entitled to people's energy and people's time and thinking that I'm fucking what matters the most. Like people are busy, you know what I mean? And you know, especially also when it comes to having a listenership, whether it's on YouTube or on Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast or whatever, or radio, you have to win people's trust back. Because if you disappear, like, you know what I mean? Like they were on Wednesday 6 o'clock waiting for that next drop, and then you didn't show up for 6 weeks. So that's something I also didn't understand the logistics of it. Like I disappeared. So I had to also win people's trust back. But I posted a couple of videos and I wasn't getting reception. And I started to get in my feelings. So I learned the hard way. Like I got wrapped up in that social media stuff. Like I was,
Same.
you know, like I was on that the Twitter boys, Twitter girl. I mean, like cringy, like you know, like I was like getting a lot of like, you know, attention. Like, I was going places like no lie. People probably have no idea who I am today. That's fine. I made a new account, but are you that Teresa Deja Vu girl? Are you that Teresa Deja Vu? Like I was really, people was coming up to me like, are you that girl? I was like, yeah, that's me. You know, I was gassed. Like my sister would be at the bus stop on the bus, and people would be like, oh my god, I follow you on Twitter, I think, and I used to be like, really? What's your at? Like I don't follow you back.
Man said, what's your at? I'm dead.
Like I don't follow you. Like I wasn't even trying to be mean, but I really got like, I really, really did get lost in source. And I had to get humbled real quick. So I feel like this is me telling God, I'm ready. I'm ready for any big opportunity you have for me because this time around, I'm not gonna get wrapped up in it. I learned the hard way. But no, like guys, please heal. To anyone
Yeah.
listening, please
It's
heal. You know, there's obviously some free resources online to support you if you need if you feel like you need mental support, but there's also like podcasts, books, Instagram accounts, you know, like some
positive Instagram accounts. Positive.
positive Instagram accounts and stuff. I follow this account called Positive News, and they post like really just heartwarming content because I am you know, I'm a member of the press. You know,
Yeah.
I spent majority of 2020 working for a politics American news outlet. So I was watching very hardcore politics news every day, you know, and it was very hard. Like it was really hard to only like, you know, because especially because some of it is not necessarily like positive. It's just, it is what it is. And if the economy is going down the drain,
Yeah.
what it is, I have to consume that. If there's protests, if there's a video of somebody's dying and somebody's putting their knee on their neck, to I have to consume that. Do you know what I mean? So I that's where I started to like really be very intentional about my health because of my job. So I started to like get routine, like journal, work out. You know, I started therapy. I moved out my mum's house, and you know, I also left like a toxic let me just, I don't want to say a
Yeah,
toxic.
yeah, yeah.
It was a toxic experience for me there. So I left a
Mm,
toxic religious organization.
mm.
I'm still of the faith, but I left
Of course,
there.
of course.
So it was just a lot of like big changes that I made for my wellness. So that's why I'm really, really big on it now, because it's like you can do a lot of things and still not be well. You know, you can earn a lot of money, you can have a job that looks good on paper. Like if you was to see my CV, you'd be gassed. And even me, I looked down, I said, wow, you know. But like there was points where I was in high places, literally, you know, top floor in, and I was not well, you know, I wasn't well, you know. So to me, like healing, relationship with God, relationship with yourself, loving yourself is paramount, because
Mm,
especially for me as a believer, one of the commandments that we have as believers is to love others like you love yourself. And
mm. That's the one thing I live by. Oh,
but this is
it's
the thing, like, how do you love yourself? Because a lot of people don't.
mm,
How can people do that?
mm,
I mean, people think that priority is like, you know, like running around trying to recruit people in the faith. Of course, that's important, but at the same time, it's like if we were commanded to love people like you love yourself, you have to make sure you love yourself good. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you love yourself proper so that you can extend that grace onto others, forgiveness
mm.
to others, patience off to others. You know, like, so that's basically been my 2020, like just kind of understanding, like,
You've taken words out of my mouth and what I've been speaking about for the last few
wow,
days. Like, it's like we as human beings are really consumed by social media, and it's so, like you've described it too, we don't know anything about ourselves, we don't know anything other than social media, our personas, and it's just, it's so hard. It's not, I wouldn't say it's heartbreaking, but it's really, really bad. It's really bad to see. It's
it's definitely sad. But I feel like as much as Gen Z are more on social media than we ever were, let me just sit back because my legs hurt. As much as Gen Z are more on social media than we ever were, and some people can see that as a negative thing, like social media is not what it was at the start. Like when we first started having social media, it was wild. Now you
20,
get
20, 2009. Oh my, 2012. Jesus is Lord.
dragged. Oh my goodness, they had like they were dragging people. Colorism, like it was, there was not an issue. If you're cussing out a black girl, that's
I
not
saw colorism as an all-time high during them times.
literally, like it was not a problem, you know.
Yeah.
But now, like, I'm on TikTok a lot because I really love that app. It's definitely up there for me.
Apparently it's really, really funny. It is really amazing.
Hilarious. But more than even being humorous, it's very resourceful. So you have people who are like builders, interior designers, therapists, you know, spiritual healers, whatever, and they'll post little like 30 seconds on TikTok. I think the max is a minute. You know, so you learn. Sometimes I'm like, I walk away from TikTok, oh my god, I just learned something about the world. I'm more educated.
Yeah, there's a dude that reviews like animals, like that I've never known in my life, and I'm very entertained by that. Don't know why. I don't know
Do
what
you
it
know
is.
what? There's a guy on there. I'm so sorry, guy. I don't know his name, but he basically he reviews. You like this if you like music. He reviews like songs. So he was doing a whole series going through Frank Ocean songs, and he was going through lyrics. So because of him, yesterday I was like, right, let me listen to Blonde, because I tried to listen to Blonde. I didn't vibe with Blonde. I'm a Channel Orange babe to the death. You feel me? But let me try and listen to Blonde. You know, this last album he put out, because you know, I'm in love with Frank. And I started to vibe with Blonde. I was like, yes. So you just learn a lot. Like I even, you know what?
Wait, you got me a little bit hurt. Let me look at this discography, fam, because you said Blonde, you didn't like it off rip.
I like Blonde. I'm so sorry. Do you know what it is? I don't think. I honestly feel like I didn't give Blonde the time of day.
Oh my days.
Like I didn't.
You
Like
didn't
Channel
like.
Orange.
I know Channel Orange is up there. It's his classic. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, it's top
Like
one.
nostalgia. Personally, for me, I prefer Nostalgia Ultra because I'm a big fan of Frank when he was in the beginning.
Fair enough.
That's just me personally.
Okay.
And Channel Orange is up there.
Six.
But Blonde is just, I remember painting the whole entire kitchen to blonde.
Oh.
Okay? And that is a vibe. It was a vibe. The fact that my parents were like, "What is this? This is very nice." I said, "Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. R&B is my life. because in my house I did not was not able to play hip hop. What?
Yes.
I was not being able to play what like all the swearing shit.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. R&B ballads, that's my bag. That's
Yeah.
my bag.
That's fair enough. I
Like
mean, I don't think I gave Blonde the time of day. I think
mm,
Blonde came out. It was really unexpected when Blonde came out, right? It was a little bit.
yeah, basically
I was.
yeah, basically he was signed to Sony, I think I believe at one point. He had a album left in his contract, but he believed
Yeah.
he was getting finessed by the label. So what he did was he said to the label, "Here you go. This is my album called Endless, and it's a visual album. And
Mm,
it's also music, of course, as well. But the whole video is like almost 2 hours of him just doing this setup in a wall, like an actual building something, and the music's in the background,
okay.
and that was it. That was the album.
Okay.
But the next day, when that whole thing was done, he drops a magazine and calls it Blonde, and that's the official album.
Right.
But he released it exclusively, sorry, to Apple Music, which he
Yeah.
got 2 million from, and he got money off that. That's the 2 million that he got
Right.
for the
Oh,
contract. So he finessed the thing and said, "What the
and that
fuck?"
was. So did
Sorry,
he
what?
release Blonde independently then?
Yes,
Okay. That makes
which
sense.
was which was the positive for him, because after that deal, he then got to get more money and so forth on what he's done. So Frank
That's
really finessed the thing.
no, like when you're an artist, you really have to learn how to cheat the system because some of these record labels will try to cheat your system. But
And I'm trying to learn that as well, because I want to be, I wouldn't say I want to be in the music industry, but I want to work in certain lanes in the music industry in terms of A&R and actually finding
music
this
industry,
talent.
yeah,
So that's
that
what
makes.
I want to do. Yeah.
I mean, okay, this is the thing about me, and that's why I don't want to be ignorant because I don't want to say I don't like Blonde. I
Yeah.
think I didn't really listen to Blonde. Like I
Mm,
was like, this is sudden. There's a lot going on in my life. I'm not prepared for this.
of course.
So I listened to the first couple songs. I like Nike. Obviously, that's the first song. But like I really didn't really listen. I heard, but I didn't listen. So when this guy's like, like Godspeed this, and this is the thing about TikTok, right? TikTok is literally the perfect place if you have a random song and you want the song to blow, because people will just take that song, do a dance, or they'll like do a voiceover, do something funny, and then it'll blow up. So like songs from the 70s and like the third,
That's how Don't Rush became popular.
yeah, yes, exactly. Don't rush. Even I'm a savage, classy, bougie. So shots are making. So yeah, like, and then people just start using like loads of like Frank Ocean songs, like for like more calmer videos. I will always love you. I was like, what song is this? And then I was like,
Oh, that song is just, oh,
that's Frank. Is that Frank? And that's when I knew I hadn't really listened to that album, because I know if I would have heard
oof.
that song, I would have said yes. And then I went to listen to the song. I let go of my claim on. Ooh, it's a sweet word.
You're giving me vocals, you know. Yo, when are you going X Factor? When are you going American Britain's Got Talent, bro? What's going on, guys? Britain's Got Talent and that. Come on, guys.
So that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this song a listen. You deserve my time. So
Oh,
anyway,
I
shout out to
love that.
TikTok. So I
Nah,
love
that's cold, man. I'm a real music head, innit?
that.
So when I hear someone talk about Frank, or like someone like a Party Next Door, or
PD.
like, yeah, like just know certain information, because I'm a big R&B head, so I know a lot about R&B and certain things that is going on.
Who's your
So
favorite artist right now?
since it's been a lot of UK music,
Okay.
Angel is probably my top.
Ooh, Angel, the OG led Angel.
Angel, West London Angel,
He's
the
a G. Like he's an OG in this. Like
this that I'm still waiting for the song with Brandy. I'm still waiting for the song. I'm still waiting, fam. Like that guy is, to me, is what we need in R&B. He is the leader for me, like right now, of this new gen. Um
Angel's amazing. I'm a
yeah,
fan. obviously I didn't mention it on the pod, but like we met in the pod clubhouse room, and I was also discussing like the possibility of like songwriting because I did music before I did journalism,
Yeah.
and I was in a choir. You know, I sang all my life and all that, and I write a lot of songs. I write with my producer friend Vianney, and we write a lot of music. Studio. We've been like even in the pandemic, to be honest. And so like I love music. Like music is my first love. Like it's everything to me, but it's therapy, you know. And when it started to get serious for me, that's when I didn't like it anymore, because it was like this is supposed to be something that helps me, and it's I feel like restricted because of it, and I feel labeled and boxed because of it. So I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm going to uni.
Yeah.
Like, my dad was on it and everything. He was like, all right, cool, finally, I'm gonna stop fighting you. If you want to do music, do music. But then I was just like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna go. So that's what happened. But you know, from that clubhouse discussion, I actually connected with somebody on there who's an artist, and then we had a call. I sent him some of my songs. He was like, I was so gassed. He was like, people say they can write, but you can write. And I was like, I
Yeah,
know.
man.
I've been waiting to sell these songs. I'm trying to buy my mama a house. I'm trying to move out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's like music is my number one, but you know, I love media, I love all of that.
Yeah, like
So
that's
yeah.
dope. That's dope because
True.
if you go to my playlist, UK R&B playlist called
And
Plus
I was
Four
listening
Four
to it
Feels.
the other day. I was listening.
Yeah, how did you find it? How did you find it?
Good. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you,
The
thank
picture's
you, thank you.
funny. The picture on the playlist is hilarious.
Yeah. Shout out to Frimpong, you know, shout out to Frimpong. But
Who's
yeah,
Frimpong? Because
that's
I
the
have
guy that's on the photo. This guy's on the photo.
is that his first or last name?
I believe that's his last name. I don't know, but
Okay,
that's
well,
what he calls him. That's what he calls himself online.
okay, he's probably related to a friend of mine, but go on.
Yeah, but yeah, he that playlist is full UK R&B from artists to there's obviously US features, which obviously because they worked with US artists. Um, so I'm a big fan of just promoting something that is, you know, on the rise. I think UK R&B is on the rise. So
Definitely.
like, you
Who's
know,
doing amazing right now in the UK? Come on, let's go. Are we achieving?
R&B,
Yeah,
Angel is top. Obviously, we know that.
yeah,
Um,
okay. Just for anybody who doesn't know any names right now, like what to reference to. You know what? My friend showed me an artist the other day. Yeah, it's some guy, and he's got a new mixtape out, and it was really good. And I forgot the
in terms of R&B,
name, but
obviously there's Sinead Harnett. There's um, who else was that? Blues for the Horn, I believe her name is online. She just released some music. Um, who else is there? Um,
I promise you, like this guy, he was so good. I'm literally
yeah,
I'm gonna make sure I say the name before we get
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. There's obviously I'm still waiting for Hailey from Western to release an R&B album. I would love that. Um,
Oh my god, guys, I love Western so much.
Western
Like
is that's a West London thing. I don't know what it is. Like
Western is so good. Like I'm not trying to say people sleep on Western because I know they eat good, but like Western is wavy, like wavy. Like I love all their songs.
Hailey and Progression are like super. Like it's a mazine. It's a mazine.
Okay.
Obviously Louis Ray, that's my underrated rapper. Akel as well does the singing and rapping, underrated. But that Hailey and Progression, like them two are just dumb, dumb. Um, who else?
I'm gonna get the name because I feel like I have been more on the I've been more on the US R&B tips, so I'm
Yeah.
like I've been trying to like dip my
Oh,
toe.
sorry. Maya Craig, who just released an EP. She's real dope. Nizzy, who's a rapper, he just released a kind of a sample heavy vibe, R&B vibe, which is dope. Who else? Shit. There's so many, man. There's so many from the UK. There's Coltrane, there's Jevon, there's obviously the old school people, Beverly Knight, Keisha White, there's
Neo, shout out to Neo. She's my favorite.
Neo, yes, Neo. How can I forget Neo?
I feel like Etta Bond counts.
Etta Bond is one of the best writers we have. Um,
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
like I would love to have a conversation. Kaleem Taylor,
Yeah.
um, which I was happy enough to go to his show and interview him after the show as well. So he's dope.
Oh,
Yeah, he's dope, and he's obviously his recent EPs is dropped as well this year, so that was dope as well. I've been waiting for new music from him. Um, there's so many good UK R&B artists that I'm looking at. Oh, there's a Bella. She just dropped something. Um, who else? Obviously Amnelia. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm so sorry,
okay.
darling. Um, she just dropped a hit single with the Say Yeah record. Um, yeah, man, there's so many good R&B artists right now, and I'm happy to hopefully luckily like I'm promoting it in one specific place right now, because obviously there are playlists out there that are very like they switch almost every song, and I'm like, yo, put it all in one playlist for the people. Then even if it's not all UK R&B in terms of all the artists that we don't know about, so
I feel like
very.
the UK appreciates R&B.
Yes, 100%, but I think it's just the popularity.
Mm.
That's the problem. Um,
What comes out on top here?
in the UK,
Yeah.
I would say pop music. The drill scene is probably the most popular.
Yeah. Big, big,
Um,
big.
yeah, like that's about it. But hopefully, we listen. We're getting UK bashment soon. We all know this. If you know music, UK bashment is on the fucking
It's
rise.
not here yet. I thought it was here. That's not.
I know, but it's on the rise, and you can see it. You can see it on just on the. It's starting to build up. Arma is it Amaria? She's an up and coming
Is
singer.
she the babe that sang that song? She's got an accent. She was like,
What's the song? What's the song?
I'm sorry,
She's
that's like a
she
bad rendition.
she did a cover of Dexter Daps "Call Me If" recently.
I might not be it.
And she
Baby,
did
let's go, girl. You
yeah,
better
but
go.
she's on up and coming. She's real dope. A guy called Jay Faz as well on that tip as well. Obviously, Trillery Banks, Western. Like, there's
Yeah.
people that trying to bring up the sound a little bit, but there's it's an up and coming genre in the UK. But UK R&B is next up first before UK bashment. So
Sure. I mean, UK R&B, we have a phenomenal talent here, and we have very unique stories.
it's weird that LMA was popping in the States before here. It's the weirdest thing.
But I think it's also a lot to do with um, we are very small. It's a small
Mm,
island. We
yeah,
are
true.
yeah, we're a minority of like well, obviously as far as if you're an ethnic minority, right?
Mm,
We are a minority in this country. It don't matter where you live. Yeah, I mean,
mm.
like even in London, we're a minority, right? So we're a bigger minority than in the north, but we're a minority nonetheless. So I feel like there's that, and then like having obviously worked in like American media to a certain degree, American media has made more room for non-white artists or non-white creators, and they have, and that's because they're just a little bit more advanced. It's just historical. I don't think it's necessarily because anybody's, like because even if you look at Europe, um, I feel like the UK is doing good in regards to Europe as a whole. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, like America, like South America, North America, or whatever, that's when we start feeling like we're behind and like people are not getting their dues, if that makes sense. But obviously, me, I grew up in France, like, and I still, listen to some French music and everything,
I
and
love French R&B slaps.
it
French
does.
R&B slaps. Monsieur Nov, I see you, my guy. I see you.
So there's like, uh,
Tacy, I see you, my brother.
yes, absolutely, we see you, we support you. So it's. I feel like we're doing good, but yeah, we could be doing better. Definitely shout out to Ayana Kamura because she's like for me, it's a dream come true. Like because she's obviously a phenomenal artist. Like she's a black woman and everything. And France is like ripe with colorism, right? Like it's not like it's not that deep. Like I think from my experience of my like family friends, whatever, my interactions with people online and me going there so much because my entire family's there, right? still very right with colorism and still could do with a lot more progression. So for
Mm,
me, when I was like, wait, this is a black lady who's like the best selling artist right now on this big ass in this big ass I like country. Like France is huge, right? Let's just talk about how huge it is. And I was like, this is a win, honey. This is a win for the culture. I'll take this win because like that's phenomenal. And when you hear the way some people discuss like women to see how you can overcome regardless, like that was very inspiring. But sorry, I digress. I definitely went off the rails there. I don't know what
no,
topic.
no, no, no. This is where the podcast was created. You can go on a tangent whatever you like.
Oh, honey, I was talking about my life.
You could
Uh,
you could do tangents of everything if you wanted to. It's much better than that just having a certain structure to a degree
right?
because I
No, but
think
I
I
love
think
my faith because
I
I'm emotional.
think yeah, of course, because I think that people literally I want to let people see people's personalities and people's views on life, whether it be a tangent, whether it be something specific. It does not matter.
Mhm.
It's conversation. It's not. I'm not interviewing you at all. Like I don't feel like I should be interviewing you. I think you should be able to have a place to actually have a voice and also have specific a specific thing for you to be like, if you want to vent, you want to vent. If you
Mm,
want to have a conversation about a certain topic, you can. It's
mhm.
an open space. I feel like certain podcasts are very strict to one thing. I think it's because they want to provide a niche, which is fine. But for me, it's more of a comfortability level, able to have a conversation, whether to listen to people's views or voice my own views on that topic. So that's just me on
Mhm.
my own view and personality in general. So um,
Shout out to Ryan, he's a real one.
thank
The
you,
pod,
thank you.
make sure he's back. Make sure this
Th-
side of him.
nah, no. In general, thank you for coming on. Like, we're gonna end the episode here because I do want to end on a light note and an amazing note in general. Because obviously we got a
Oh
few
yeah,
more.
we're going, haven't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a few more hours until we do New Year's Eve and stuff. But yeah, like, do you want to end out in a positive note? You want to plug something? You want to do something for the people to get in touch with you to show anything that you want to got up and coming?
So guys, thank you guys for listening. I wait. I'm tired. Thank you guys for listening. Happy New Year. I wish you guys all of the healing, breakthrough, perseverance, strength, prosperity.
We will get through 2021 with no corona. Trust me.
We have already gotten through 2021. Like you're only going to the next stage of your life. If it's time for your life to end in 2021, all the best. Because
Live
tomorrow's
life.
not promised. But if it's for you to reach 2022, then at the end of the day, you're gonna get through it no matter what comes your way. Period. Okay. So
Period.
never forget that. That's on period. And find me on Instagram, RLND underscore two underscores. And I have just been posting a lot of like wellness content online on my Instagram, but I will also be back up on my YouTube channel posting good old interviews, good old wellness content on there. So look out for that in January, and definitely same on YouTube, RLND. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much, Ryan, for having me. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, of course,
You're
man.
amazing. Your
You're an
energy.
amazing person to have on. You're an amazing person to have on. Remember that you're just an incredible person. But yeah, you're an amazing person to have on. And also, by the way, if you find us on Clubhouse, you find us on Clubhouse, innit? No, we know what I'm saying.
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
It is.
But yeah, like, obviously iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play. I'm trying to get into Tidal. Go Up Magazine. Shout out to them, man, over there, Ibrahim and all them man there.
All of that.
But yeah, Kith and Kim podcast on every social platforms on there. If you find us, um, socials are in the description below. If you want to follow, DM about a conversation and review anything, please review us 5 stars on Apple Music. Share the podcast
Come on.
on
Like I
Spotify
did
and
a twist
everything.
out, like a whole twist out. So you better bloody
she
review it because it's 24 hours. Okay. Bye.
she needed extra 10 minutes before we started.
I sure did.
YouTube needs to see me right. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said.
It's gonna
Um,
you.
But yeah, all the social platforms, Kith and Kim podcast. Hopefully this starts your 2021 right.
Yes.
Um, and we'll try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. It's not a declaration of but I'm going to try to post every single Monday on 2021. There's
Yo,
no breaks. I do hope for that. Obviously, life can hit at any time. You never know. But whether it be the rundown, which is obviously the small episodes from reviewing pop culture and life to music, or whether it be a normal episode. So hopefully everybody can enjoy those. Thank you to everybody that listened on 2020. 2020 wrapped on Spotify. It was an amazing year. We got 50. I had 50% increase in Canada. We got an increase in various other countries. And shout out to everybody in what else was it? Shout out to everybody in UK, that about 1,000 people actually consistently listening.
yes.
And crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, man, shout out to you guys just listening in. We were listened over 20 plus countries this year. Actually, was it 20? Yeah, about 30. Sorry, 2030. So
Woo-hoo.
yes, that was crazy enough for me as a person that's been creating this for 3 years. It's wild.
Yes.
But yeah, 2021. No fuck Corona, fuck Boris. Um, well, I wouldn't say fuck Boris like that.
I'm a journalist, so I'm
Yeah,
impartial.
no, no,
I'm impartial
allegedly,
journalism.
allegedly, no fuck, no fuck Boris. I'll bleep that out.
I wish health on. It's like I wish health on.
I'll bleep that out. I'll bleep that out. But yeah, but yeah. Peace out to the battle of time. Thank you, our lead, for coming on as well. All
You're welcome.
right. Bop, 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 bop.
Bye. Bye, guys.